If you're not getting the results that you want right now, it is because of... I want to unpack the 8 principles of the top 1%.
I don't have time at the moment. I've got 2 kids and I've got 2 businesses. That's going to keep you stuck. You can have that resourcefulness and figure out a way that it will work, or you can have your excuse.
Every result in your business is your fault.
Yeah.
If you keep blaming, you're going to stay broke. Weak leadership is you not knowing how to do it and you try and abdicate your responsibility in that and give that to someone else.
The difference will be those who go, I'm not going to let that change how I show up and my ability to get the result. The others will just blame those for the reason why they don't get where they want to go.
You're not the chief everything officer. Be the motherfucking CEO. Your vision needs to be so fucking big that other people can see themselves in that vision.
One of the biggest things that our people will need to overcome at some stage is...
This is the roadmap for how we take studios from level 1 through to $1 million plus without the burnout.
If you try and go and do all of it right now, it's probably not going to work.
The journey along the way unearth these traits and characteristics in these people. This is how we repeat success. The first principle of the top 1% that gets these business owners rich is rich studios or studios. There is a difference between both of these guys, right?
Absolutely.
And what we can see, rich studio owners don't just work harder. They think and act by completely different principles. Ones that feel uncomfortable, even weird, uncommon, and some might even think it's unhealthy. So if you want, for the people that are listening, if you want different results in your business, if you're not getting the results that you want right now, it is because of who you are and how you think. If you want different results, in this episode, I want to unpack the 8 principles of the top 1%.
Yep. And these are no talent required, right?
NTR. Explain that a little bit.
Well, anyone can do them. It's not a special skill or business degree that you need to be able to execute on this. It's as simple as like, you could have 2 people and like the playing field is even. One of them might be the resourceful one who goes and reads a book and the other one will sit there and stay stuck. Like, there's no talent required in picking that book up.
Okay. So I've got 8. I want this to get super tactical. So I'm going to I'll list one and then you can probably add some stuff that you see in the academy every single day.
Yeah. I also just want to say this doesn't take away from, you can work so hard and you can put all of the hours in, and we see that a lot. There's making sure that you're working on the right things, but the consistency that helps people that you've heard on this podcast be interviewed to push through those dips and those moments is the who they become, and that's what this is focused on.
That's a good point. So it wasn't actually people didn't walk in like this, right?
No, they don't. They absolutely don't. And there is a transition that we see as we go from level 1 through to level 2. They're very different. I work with mainly level 3s now. When I'm shadowing the guys on level 1 calls, there's a very big difference between the two. Even someone who, a new coach shadowing either of those calls, they unprompted will talk about how different those 2 calls feel. It's not good or bad. It's just wow, okay, they've obviously had to overcome being in that position. And I think the people in that level 1 or just starting out, or maybe you listen to this and you'll have some of the patterns or the habits that aren't serving people. I think don't forget that the ones that do have them, they came before you.
So for context, what we do all day long is take people from stuck to building $1 million businesses that are under management, spitting out 30% net profit without the burnout.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you say level 1, 2, 3, can you just do a quick 10-second explanation of what that means in case someone just showed up?
Yeah. So we talk a lot about this triangle of having 3 levels of business, and in business we're scaling a mountain and then you get to the top and you scale the next mountain. But basically everyone's top of the mountain will look different. Ultimately it's the burnout, ending the burnout. It's having the net profit and the freedom. To get there, you've got to go through these 3 levels. The first one is where you are probably strapped for cash. You've got a money problem and you need to figure out how to find leads, make sales consistently, which is going to feel overwhelming because you're wearing all the hats, you're learning new skills. It's financial stress. It's a very different kind of stress. But you'll get to a certain page or stage rather where you've hit the first pain line, which is how the fuck do I get all of this done? I don't have enough time. But good news is you've made enough money now. You can go to the next level by cashing that money in for team and buy back your time. So level 2 is all about you becoming a manager rather than a doer and making sure the work is getting done because of the team that you're installing, which is awesome, but you're still wearing all the hats. And if you're not there, then it doesn't really get done. So a lot of the guys that we spend time with there, it's like, it's just chaos. I'm really am burning out. I can't do this at the same way forever. So that's when we need to make sure that we're building systems and installing playbooks, and then we put the business under management ultimately so that it doesn't rely on that owner and they can move on to scaling, purpose, vision, leadership, and having a team who runs the system.
Which is like in level, like level 3 is the only level where it's actually a proper business.
Yes.
Level 1, level 2, it's still a job / jail. All right, so let's get into it. So the first, by the way, our favourite one is number 8.
It is number, yeah.
Our favourite one is number 8. So we are definitely putting that at the end. Cheeky bastards, I know, but we're going to leave that there.
Yeah.
The first principle of the top 1% that gets these business owners rich, completely uncommon, is being misunderstood. I'm big on this, man. The seasons I had to go through, the seasons that we see our top studio owners go through, but that no one else does and no one else can understand, their ability to sit in that discomfort for longer than anyone else is the reason why they're in that top 1%. Do you know what it is from these guys? They stop needing permission and validation. Well, what does my auntie think? What does my mum think? What does my friends, my partners, the boys at the pub, like whatever it is, the girls, like just all that shit.
I think something that I can personally add here is like everyone loves to love you when you're stuck and relatable, when you're not winning, when you're the underdog and it's like, you go girl, or you got this, bro. Like as soon as you do start winning and you don't become relatable, you lose connection to people because they're not as valuable to you if they haven't grown with you. And I think one of the biggest things that our people will need to overcome at some stage is this almost sense of loneliness because no one gets it. No one understands how it feels to have that pressure on their shoulders and to run the kind of business they do, to serve so many people and be this like spark of a community about wellness and well-being. But a lot of the time that's not how they feel. It's the unrelatability of how big they might be dreaming and being told you can't do that because it's safer for your people around you. Unfortunately, sometimes if you do stay small.
And sometimes it's actually as close as their partner at home.
Their family. Yeah. So I've said this before on the pod, but it's really this like the old must die for the new to live. Yeah. Your new life will cost you your old one. I've experienced it too. And these are the things that will be devils you've got to overcome on the way there, because at some points in time, you might question, is it even worth it then?
We've totally seen people like hit their own ceiling because they weren't willing to be misunderstood.
Yeah.
We have totally seen people come into our environment and like reach out like standards, because standards is a massive thing in the academy. So once they get to this standard, what tends to happen in their life is that there are people that can come with them on that standard and they'll go and change those people's lives as well.
Yeah.
Starting from home, their members, their teams, and then you'll drop people off along the way. It reminds me of this, that's why we talk about the guys that towards the top, our nickname for them, which we haven't, I suppose, told them, aside from Mad Dogs, is the Eagles. Like we talk about them as the Eagles. And there's documentaries about this. I saw this the other day. The only bird that tries to take down an eagle is a crow. Oh. And how the crows try and take down an eagle is they'll peck the eagle at the top of the neck.
Yeah, I hate birds, by the way.
You definitely do. I can't
stand them.
Have a phobia with birds. But the crow will try and peck the eagle at the top, at the back of their neck. What does the eagle do? The eagle doesn't try and fight back. It doesn't try and flap their wings because that's what the crow wants. Instead, the eagle just keeps flying higher. And then eventually it gets to an altitude where the crow can't go there. It suffocates and then it'll fall off.
Yeah.
And so that's what I see with people that are in that, the top of our academy as Eagles, is they just keep flying higher, keep staying on standards. And the ones that have the tenacity to keep being misunderstood for longer, they're the ones that make it. Top 1%.
Even tactically, even if it's not about relationships and friends and whatever, we do see this evolution of level 1 studios trying to solve money problems, getting started. They will literally seek permission to do anything in their business. Like, can I post this creative? Can I use this? Can I do that? Am I like, it's
can
just,
I ask opportunity to do this? Can I take a shit? Can I do, like,
we aren't the permission granters. We will always empower them to make their own decision based on principles that we teach, because we want to build leaders. We want to build people who can think for themselves and ultimately back that decision with their team that they're trying to enforce, not because it's from you, not because it's borrowed confidence, them, so that they can solve that problem moving forward. But part of that is like their fear of being wrong and therefore being misunderstood in their intention. So I suppose if you're in survival mode or you're feeling something like this is one of the things that you can start doing, is just be okay with it.
How we'll do this episode as well, guys, as you guys are listening, there will be like 8 things here, okay? So just rate yourself against the 8. And even if you're in our academy, you guys rate yourself against the 8 as well. Number 2, so the first one is being misunderstood.
Yeah.
Number 2, the second principle of the top 1% is they ask better questions. Smart people ask dumb questions. Dumb people ask no questions. In terms of asking better questions, what these guys do is that their framework for asking questions is like, here's the situation. Here's what I've tried. Here's what I think I'll do. What's your perspective on that? Which is completely different to like, answer it for, like fix it for me, like before I've even tried. We had this chat on Wednesday, the chat that I did with Matt Purcell, that presentation, which was so much fun. There was someone on the call who was an epic lady over in Western Australia, but her question was, I won't get into details because then she'll know it's her, but she basically like wanted us to answer, like wanted us to figure it out for her. And I see that's the biggest difference between that and the people that, we're literally going to be interviewing in 2 episodes time, who they asked for perspective, not the answer.
Yes.
I think that's the biggest difference.
So how does someone know if they're asking a good or a bad question?
Well, like I said, like it's we have a framework that we talk about inside the academy, but effectively for right here, right now, it is, this is what I'm about to do, or this is what I've done. This is what I've tried. Here's what I'm thinking I'm going to do next. What's your perspective on that? Because that's how I show up to my mentors. There's no fucking way I will show up to my mentors and go like problem, just like hand over a steaming pile of shit and get them to solve it for me. Because that all that does, it says to my mentors, it signals the fact that I've reached my limit and I can't solve this. I haven't even tried. So what I would typically say to people that show up to any of my calls, my Big Tuesday call, and they haven't even tried, is like, go and create some problems and then come back and tell me what problem you created and what you think you're going to do next, and I'll give you my perspective on that. What about through the academy? Like through the, like you speak to all the clients.
Well, yeah, again, like with the level 1ers, we use the 131 framework with them a lot. Like they hate it as well at the start, and then they thank us for it. Whenever they ask for that permission, or they ask, what do I do here? Or is this right? We'll always ask them to do a bit more thinking and come to us with what their proposed solutions are. So 1 problem, 3 solutions. What one do you think is best for me? Because it's kind of like, otherwise you are, you're asking someone to get stronger, but then you lift the weight for them. So we help them build their muscles, their critical thinking muscles, through getting them to ask better questions and have applied themselves first. So again, like level 1ers, much more needy when it comes to asking questions and getting like back and forth on Slack, for example. Level 3, I barely hear from them, but I just know that they've got their head down, and that means that they're executing. And I know that they'll also have the initiative to ask a question when they need help. So those are the different behaviours. again, I want to stress, like, I'm not shitting on level oneers. Like,
No,
it's a
we
journey
all
that
started
people have
at
to
level
go
one.
through.
We all started at level one. I guess what I'm trying to, like, the point of this episode is to show people, like, the principles, like, just take them to the future, you know, and to, like, shortcut some time and go, okay, God, I've got to ask better questions. Ask for more perspective rather than trying to be rescued, you know, from me actually working through the problem.
Yeah.
Number 3 is the top 1% seem to be, like, more resourceful. They just fucking find a way versus the scarcity mindset, like the closed mindset, and still a bit of blame that we typically see from 99%. I remember when we talked about, like, shout out little bro, big bro, and, like, so many people that actually from the start, they didn't actually have the money to join us, but they just found a way.
Yeah.
Right. We had some breaking news on the episodes here where, like, big bro might have taken a little bit of money out of the Hunters Club with the boys. Someone else, like, didn't actually pay themselves for a month to just put it back into this to get them going again. And, like, they just found a way. They sold something to, you know, sold a car or something just to get started because they knew that they had to kind of get into the game to then generate more money to then buy back the car. Like, they just fucking found a way. If they hit a roadblock, it wasn't like, oh, well.
I think why they do that, or why they can do that though, is because they probably back themselves more than someone who doesn't. Like, it's at the end of the day, it's only dead money if you don't change, but they back themselves to do that. You know, I actually have quite a few conversations with people at those lower levels who share, oh, I wish I did this sooner. I spoke to the team X amount of months or even years ago, didn't take action then, nothing got better. And you've actually now wasted way fucking more money because of the opportunity, like, cost of not doing it sooner.
Yeah.
And it's not just money though. It's also, I think, the ability for someone to back themselves to go, I'll find the answer, instead of like, oh, what if everything goes wrong? Like, even group inductions, like, they come to me and fight me on it. And, oh, what about this? What about that? What if this goes? It's just like, you got this. Like,
just
you actually need to go and do it.
Then modify.
And like you said, create some problems. But it's the second someone becomes resourceful, they can back themselves more and then break more shit because they know that they'll figure it out eventually.
You're right. Resources isn't just money. It's time. It's confidence. It's team.
Yeah.
And I guess, like, how people, it's just interesting watching how people solve problems, like, just where they naturally go. Me, who's, like, pioneer connector, I will solve problems with a few phone calls. But I'll ring someone ahead of me, I'll ring someone on the side of me, or I'll ring someone who's probably solved this before. Dude, this is what I'm thinking. How would you solve it, right? And then I'll get that way. Benny Boy will probably solve it through a fucking spreadsheet. Yeah. Mark will solve it through AI. Like, how would you solve a problem? Overthinking it. Great.
No.
Nate, how would you solve it? You probably go to YouTube, right?
It'd be research for
videos on overthinking.
I think a lot of the people in the audience will probably relate to the overthinking. But no, it's like, it's the research. It's the combination of the lessons that you learn, the books that you read, the videos you watch, the AI that you ask.
And do you know what people say, like, it's just my intuition? You know what intuition is? Intuition, I think, is basically every time we take stuff in, we read books, we fucking watch YouTube, listen to a podcast, we're constantly writing data, writing data. So when we come time where we, you know, we approach a problem in life, or, you know, fucking we've got to deal with some stuff now, in a fucking microsecond, your brain goes back to some shit you fucking learned or picked up on, triangulate some stuff, and then bang, it's like, how do you know how to do that? I don't know, it's just my intuition. Nothing comes out if it didn't already go in the first place. So I think, you know, how to ask better questions, how to be more resourceful as well is, this is one of our non-negotiables, is that you've got to take more in.
Yeah, feed your mind.
You've got to feed your mind. It's one of the fucking 5 non-negotiables every single day. Feed your mind, 10 pages or an episode, probably one of ours, hopefully.
I would add as well, like, how you probably know and can go, ooh, am I resourceful? Am I unresourceful? Is I would probably label someone who has a problem for every solution as unresourceful because they just don't have that ability
for every solution. That's
to figure it out along the way. Instead of, like, here's why it won't work, and it's just going to stay that way, stuck. It's the same with excuses. If I hear someone go, oh, well, I have kids. I had a conversation the other day.
Ooh.
And they went, I don't have time at the moment because like I've got 2 kids and I've got 2 businesses. And I'm like, that's okay. That's going to keep you stuck. That's true. I also had another conversation with someone who has 7 fucking kids in our program.
She's a best.
There's 2 women in our program who have 7 fucking kids.
Wow.
They are winning. Why is that? You can have that resourcefulness and figure out a way that it will work, or you can have your excuse, and like that's the difference.
We should interview them.
We should. We got so many parents in the program, by the way. It's not an excuse for all of you parents out there.
Yeah, we're doing an event. By the time this episode airs, we're probably doing the event like live. I think we need a crash.
Yeah, not to be the entitled little like kidless person, but I'm in awe of the people who just figure it out. They just it's just nothing to them.
It's basically the Octomum Academy.
Yeah.
Number 4. So firstly, okay, guys, rate yourself, all right? Being misunderstood. Your ability to stay misunderstood for longer than anyone else. Number 2, you ask better questions, which is still better than no questions. And number 3, you're resourceful. You're not full of excuses. And number 4, this is a massive one.
Mm-hmm.
There's books written about this.
Yeah.
By Navy SEALs and shit.
Yeah.
Extreme ownership. Extreme fucking ownership. Every result in your business is your fault. Yes, even the stuff that feels like it's not. It still is your fault. Even if it's unfair. Like ownership, the good news about ownership is that it gives you the power back.
Yeah.
If you keep blaming, you're going to stay broke. The second slide in our kickoff document is blame equals broke. I know. HQ, I know. Tariffs, Trump, the whole fucking, I know.
Yeah, we actually
Who gives a fuck?
talk about like, yes, this will be hard. Yes, one of your trainers will probably quit. Yes, you're going to have like little to no time. Yes, you're going to have a sleepless night. Yes, you're going to get a sick kid. And the difference will be those who go, fuck that. Like, I'm not going to let that change how I show up and my ability to get the result. The others will just blame those for the reason why they don't get where they want to go.
Yeah, we just never hear. Like, it's so cool that as you slide up the level 1, 2, and 3, you almost never hear it up.
Well, actually, and if you do, it's followed up with fuck, shouldn't have done that. Like,
yeah,
that,
you're right.
Nah, I've just not taken ownership there. Or they'll take ownership for things that they probably don't even need to.
That's true.
That's an extra level.
Have you had to like give us a story of a client who had to learn that the hard way?
Oof.
That will probably represent most of our friends listening.
The biggest one that comes to mind for me is a studio owner who constantly blamed their team. They constantly blamed their team for not getting results, and like they had every excuse under the sun. But when we peeled back a few layers, which took a while, there was a moment where she just went, oh, like, I haven't been the leader that I need to be, and that is why my team isn't performing. The second that she did that, and she went, these are the areas that I'm actually not good enough as a leader, and she's flipped it. Her results have gone like way, way better, and her team have thanked her for it. They're way more engaged. You could copy and paste that story to most of the studios that we work with in level 2 and 3 once they have that breakthrough. Like, it's so common.
Well, like a lot of them are accidental leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck, they opened up a Pilates studio or a yoga studio or a breathwork or a gym or whatever because they, loved it, passionate for it. Everyone said that, fuck, you should open a studio sort of thing. Or they really needed it when they went through something and they're like, fuck, I want to give back, which is such a noble endeavor. I love them for it. Then they get the key to a front door and it's like, turns out you're also a fucking leader now, dude.
Yeah.
Or dudette. Like, you also need to know how to make sales. You're also the marketer. You're also the chief financial officer. You're also the CEO. Like, you've never been any of those things before. You have to be that right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the wake-up call for that lady that you were talking about? Or typically, what is the wake-up call?
I think for her, it was just too many weeks going backwards and realizing like there was a common theme with all of the issues, and it was her. Yeah.
Especially when they're on their third, insert
any of the roles.
And it's like, okay, so it was them, was it?
Yeah.
Was it everyone else, was it?
Yeah.
And that's when you when we put the mirror up in front of them and they go, oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. They love it though. Like that's why I love our guys. They're so up for it. Like if anyone ever comes to me on one of the calls, they'll be like, you know, oh, it's because of this or that. And I use one of the questions you've used with the team, with us, which is like, say that again, but take more ownership.
Fuck. Fuck yeah.
And that really disarms the right people, actually.
Because when you blame the industry,
Yeah.
the market, the season, the person, you give away your power.
Yeah.
Ownership is one step closer to freedom. That is it. And it's the only thing you can control. So that's number 4. Rate yourself. Number 5. The 5th principle of the top 1% is they know how to learn, do, and teach. Once you've learned how to learn, you can be fucking anything. Then you do the do. That takes execution. And we always talk about the most successful people in our academy have a strong bias for action.
Yeah.
And then the teach, there's no point just learning and doing, because if you stay there, you get burnt the fuck out. So the teach part releases them and helps them build a team so that they can buy back their time and keep delegating to elevate. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
The people that stay fucking stuck, they've put the lid on their own jar.
Because the common things that I hear them say is, no one can do it as good as I can.
Bullshit.
They say, well, that's only if they figured it out themselves first. They'll go, I'm going to hire for that role because I don't like doing sales and try and shortcut it in that way. They'll go, I don't trust the person, but actually it's that they don't have a process that they can trust.
They don't have a process. They don't trust themselves to be able to manage that person as well.
And so, it really is the best way to do it, because otherwise we always talk about not outsourcing your confidence. And if you try and shortcut that process, then you're going to hire someone who maybe they're awesome, but if they leave, you're fucked again.
Yeah, 100%.
Secondly, and your business is at their mercy, so you probably do weird shit to keep them.
Yeah.
But the second thing is, if they're not performing, then how are you going to know? And how are you going to know how to fix it?
Yeah. If you've cracked how to do something in your business, don't gatekeep it.
Yeah.
Like teach your team, teach your members, for God's sake. You know, when we go and train at like some of the best studios, there's a standard in the place. The members actually put away the weights. Mm-hmm. The members clean up the reformer beds themselves. Like it's almost like there's a whole new environment here.
Yeah.
It completely multiplies the results in your business. You don't rise in business by hiding your playbooks.
Yeah. And doing everything isn't a badge of honor.
No.
There's nothing noble about holding on to it.
Yeah. We like saying, Nate, don't we, that like you're not the chief everything officer. Be the motherfucking CEO.
Yeah.
Completely different. So don't hoard knowledge, learn, do, teach. Now, the reason why you can't just go learn, teach, which we have, do we or do we not have people in our academy?
Many people.
That try and they try and skip the
You
do.
do it.
They're like, learn, Dozer and Sophie said this the other day. You do it. Yeah. Like here it is. And they try and like fucking jump the do part.
Yeah.
The reason why the do is important, even as a leader, even me right now, okay, of everything that happens in our business right now, I've done the first one. I know how to do it so that I can still hold people accountable to it. That's the biggest difference. Whenever we see, I'm going to say it because we are unfiltered. Is that cool?
I think, I'm 100%.
Weak leadership is you not knowing how to do it and you try and abdicate your responsibility in that and give that to someone else. And so if they don't know how to do it, like you just either keep replacing them or you keep blaming them. You don't even know how to fucking do it, bro. You didn't even fucking do it. You've never called a lead. You've never built a playbook.
Yeah, you've never written the ads.
You've never written. You don't know what it's like. So how can you actually give some advice on that?
Yeah.
You've barely learnt it. You just got one of your managers to watch one of our replays. So learn, do, teach. Don't skip the do.
If I can also be unfiltered, I don't see this as much in level 1. I see this more in the level 2-ish who aren't pro, but they pretend to be. And it'll keep them stuck until they realize and actually decide to go all in. And
They probably look pro.
dabbling.
They probably sound pro, but they got some amateur behaviours.
Yes, that's one of them.
Number 6.
Yeah.
Which is similar.
Flows on from it.
The 6th principle of the top 1% is that they have no fucking issue in buying back their fucking time.
Yeah.
You won't see them doing $10 an hour tasks. You just won't. You just won't. And I've worked with studio owners that have gone from, like we started with them at 150 studios 150 members stuck at location 1.
Yeah.
Help them break out of location 1 into location 2 to get that to 356, if I remember, to the dot. Break out of that, run out of room there, and into location 3, which is currently at 600 members, 200K plus a month. And now they've broken out into location 2. And now they're starting to, let's call it franchise, their concept. And without naming names, you and I both know who I'm talking about. And like that particular person is an example of someone who used to do the $10 an hour tasks and now has like a name in every box in his organization. He's already mapped out his dream team. There's a name for every box. There's a couple of names missing in certain boxes that are like future roles. And it is very clear who does what.
Yeah.
So for studio owners that are still cleaning the bathrooms, still doing the books, still writing every Instagram caption, still thinking that you're going to win an award by the way that you process your inbox and your admin, that's why you're stuck. Let it go.
Yep.
Let it go. Instead, buy back your time. Hire. Take the money that you made, understand your cost of acquisitions and your retention and your LTV and your margins, and you'll actually realize once you do your forecasts, which we do every quarter in the academy, you can see where your labor budget, should be being spent. We did a VIP session with someone that flew down to Sydney and spent a few hours with us, and this person is making like $26,000 of profit every single month.
Very great.
It's cracker, right? And I go, cool, what's your labor budget? Oh, no, but she was like, she expected me to be really happy about it. And I go, yeah, but you're burnt out at the moment. Right? We just went through a time and energy audit and you the whole thing lit up red.
Yeah.
So what's your labor budget? And turns out she was only spending 16% of her labor budget. I said, well, you've got 40 to spend. Why the fuck are you burnt out? Like you've got money in the tank to give to people to take some of the shit off your plate, including like what she had in her $10 an hour tasks. It was full, man. Like her column was full.
Yeah.
She's still doing it and talking to me about franchising. I don't know. Like it doesn't make sense. So buy back your time, hire, delegate, spend money to save time and to avoid the burnout, then reinvest that time in high value work that keeps growing your revenue and your profits.
Yeah.
It's a proven formula. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. That's what all of our level 3s have done. And
there wouldn't be a podcast episode without us mentioning Paulie.
guys, he got a VA.
I know.
He got one. It took him too long. Paul, we love you.
Paulie, we love you, mate.
And do you know what he said?
Everyone thinks we've got one client.
He goes, it's actually been really helpful.
Oh, okay, mate.
He's getting all his deep work done. He's able to be like prepared, do his playbooks. Anyway, it works. It definitely works. The mindset shifts, I suppose, are like, again, not a badge of honor for you to do everything. If you're worried about being able to afford it, go and make more money in that time that you get back. And if you're wondering like, what can I offload first? Yes, there is a hiring sequence that we recommend. Get yourself off the floor, then get your admin off your plate and just do a brain dump of all the shit that you're doing that's repetitive and start there.
Yeah. The success is in the sequence.
Yeah.
Right. We've got the sequence. If you're in the academy.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. So that's number 6. Okay. We've gone through 6. Number 7. I love this one. As a visionary, and I know everyone's not visionary, but like the top 1% think in decades, not days. Most owners quit way too early in their progress because all they can see is tomorrow, the day after, and next week instead of the years, like the bigger picture, where they're going, where this business is going.
Yeah. that's why for those who are stuck in the day-to-day, their commitment to the journey and to mastery will waver based on results because there's nothing to tie it to.
And feelings.
And also that's where burnout comes from because there's no greater reason why we're doing this. It's like burning out because I'm doing a lot of things, but I don't feel like there's any reward. There's no reason for it. And to be honest, a lot of them really struggle. Like I did a game plan session yesterday with someone who was new in the academy, and we get them to look at 5 years, then 1 year and blah, blah, blah. Even looking at 5 years, let alone a decade, was like, fuck, that was really challenging. I actually don't know. And it has to get clearer and clearer as they go through the different levels. But those who have it, the team and I often talk about like what's missing with the people who seem to want to like hit eject button every time they get overwhelmed or whatever. And it's those who don't have a crystallized enough reason, vision, like purpose for why they're doing this that we can point back to. So we are like military about it now. Like it needs to be.
It's on your fucking screensavers. It's on their phones. There's like a poster in their home office we get them to do when they get started with us. It's part of the discipline triangle we talk about, which that's probably not a bad episode as well, right? But we talk about there's the pain, lean into the pain. The reason why you're going to be able to do that is because you've got the purpose, and pain plus purpose is useless without the proof, the evidence that you're doing it. Discipline isn't about being this like creature that's this like a mythical unicorn. Discipline is a system. And so without having something you're all in on, and I'm not talking about a fucking 12-week challenge or an 8-week challenge. I'm talking about like years from now. What is the big thing that you're doing?
You used to talk about what's your Toy Story?
Yeah. Steve Jobs.
What are you building?
So the quick story on that, Steve Jobs got fired from his own company, Apple. Then he went off to Pixar. Then he went and made Toy Story, which people may not know, and then came back to Apple. And it's one of those things where people talk about like legacy or whatever. I want all of this. From a guy who almost died, and I'm now in the sequel. Like it is, I'm always thinking about the end. I've already written my eulogy. You guys know that. When it's all said and done, what have you done? What was your Toy Story? What was your legacy? What did you do? The top 1%, it's all they think about. They've got some big dreams. And I tell you what, it exists way beyond the four walls of their business.
Yeah.
I know that comes a lot easier for some than others. You know, I can hear the more spreadsheet people in the world going, how the fuck, you know, because there's future focus and present focus. What I would suggest though is like get into rooms where people think big, like massive. If you're not thinking in decades right now, I would audit your circle and really have a think about who you're surrounded with. You need to be around people who are fucking ambitious. Get into bigger rooms. Ask bigger questions. Yeah, stop playing small. Stop shrinking to fit into your circle right now. I don't know, because every time we talk about this in the academy, I get so fired up, right? And everyone's nodding their heads off because like, yes, they are feeling that in their life right now. So just so you guys know, there is a bigger room out there for you guys. And if you're already in the academy, if you know, you know. If you're not, we're waiting for you.
I would also say that number 7 will be a lot easier if you're doing 1 through to 6.
Oh, 100, dude.
Because there's the proof that can expand your purpose. A lot of the time we'll do, you know, these vision sessions, but we kind of have to like push that to the side after they've had a few runs on the board and had some wins because they go, oh my God, like I didn't realize what was possible. I've got a much bigger purpose.
And my number one tip on that for those that are more spreadsheety type people is fuck the how. Don't worry about the how yet.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the how yet. Yeah. Like I wrote a 3-year vision for our company 2 3/4 years ago. I completely invented all of it. Like none of it was happening right now. There was specs of it. I might have had enough clients to count on 2 hands and said that we would have worked with 1,000 in 3 years' time. We've worked with 1,500 plus. And I said we were going to have an event in Hawaii that our clients love our events. We never had a single event. I was scared of events. I was completely scared of events. So now we're going to Hawaii at the end of the year and clients are coming.
Yeah, there's actually heaps of people.
I can't believe how many clients are coming. People are getting passports just to come.
Yeah.
People are actually.
First time overseas.
Correct. They've chosen to come with us as their first holiday in 6 or 7 years.
Amazing.
Like, I do not take any of that lightly. But like, for that to have happened, there needed to be a vision in the first place. Someone needed to have decided that was what was going to happen. And your vision needs to be so fucking big that other people can see themselves in that vision. Their vision can fit inside that vision. And that's how you're going to get a team. That and which, like you said, relates to buying back your time and like learn, like taking ownership in your situation, being resourceful, asking better questions, and like, your ability to be misunderstood. Like my mate, like people don't get what I do. I don't even think my mum knows what I do. So that's number 7, thinking decades, not days. Number 8, this is the one.
This is
I fucking love this one.
A super bonus one too, because it's very timely with the season that we are in, which is separation season in the academy is what we call it. It is like peak money-making season right now. And we've had a huge amount of traction even just since launching separation season internally with people just, I don't know, they're just going for it. Like doing extras and just pushing that little bit more. And
they found the script for a start.
Yeah. Number 8 is they get granular.
So granular.
They will reverse engineer the win and stack the odds in their favor and not just leave anything up to chance. I know it sounds so super simple, but you'd be surprised how often I'll ask someone, hey, even the good ones, what's your target this week? And it's too piffy. It's like, no.
More sales.
How many sales do you need? Who are the names in your pipeline that you're going to be hitting up? Or what's your goal this week? Get better at rollovers. Okay. No, we're going to hit 80%.
Mm-hmm.
How many people do you need to roll over on your expiring wave for that to be true?
Yep.
6. Amazing. Who are they?
Yeah.
All right. And then down a layer. When are they in next? What's your angle? Like they will really stack the odds in their favor.
Every business that I've built, I like from the first $1 million studio to the business that we're building now, which is the biggest one I've ever built, I can trace back moments where we've exponentially grown down to when we decided to get one level more granular.
Yeah.
Like granular. Like if you can't answer what your CAC is right now, you're not granular enough. If you can't answer what your conversion rate was last week, you're not granular enough. If you can't tell me how many people are in your pipeline right now or when your pipeline party is, you're not granular enough.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't tell me what percentage churn you're at or what your gross profit is or what your net profit margins are or what your LER is or what your labor percentage is, you're not granular enough to be a top 1% yet. Yet.
Yeah.
But the good news is there is help. Like there is a way that you can get there. There is a sequence to get there.
Yeah. I think even just on a really like simplistic level, if you're not looking at financial ratios and stuff like that yet, it's every single week, how many leads do I need to make the amount of sales that I need? Then of those sales, how many need to continue as members? And what's my cancellation budget? So I don't freak out if I get a cancel. It's in the budget. And then what's my net growth target? And then every fucking day you are chasing that down.
Yeah.
Like you don't go to bed satisfied unless that happened, no matter what else happened during the day. Like pull some project work, important. Pull, you got new merch. Hopefully that's not what you're focusing on. But even if everything else went to shit, you know what the numbers are, or you at least know what you need to do tomorrow to get back onto winning the day.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Getting granular. Weekly targets, monthly targets. What's your forecast? Some of our clients, or not our clients are awesome, but there are people out there that I know of that could not even tell you if you've got an extra 20 members, what does that equate to in terms of revenue? They've never thought about it before. They think you can take members to the bank. It's the revenue from the members you take to the bank. Not even that, it's the actual profit. It's the cash flow that's in your business. So look, there's 8 different things there. Being misunderstood, asking better questions, being resourceful, extreme ownership, learn, do, teach, buy back time, thinking decades, not days, and getting granular. These are the top 8 principles of the top 1%.
Mm-hmm.
So audience, I want you to have a think about how you scored out of 8. And I reckon if it's like 4 or less.
Good news.
Yeah, because one of those things is taking extreme ownership, right? Like you've got, like we've all got work to do, and these are good reminders for those that are in the top 1% to just keep doing this stuff. This is how we repeat success. Is like it leaves clues, and these are the ones. So, for those of you that were just like, fuck, I'm none of these things. It's okay. That doesn't mean you're worthless, and it doesn't mean you can't be successful. Like I said, no one started with these things. I think the journey along the way unearthed these traits and characteristics in these people.
Totally.
So that journey is what we call the $1 million map, right? This is the roadmap for how we take studios from level 1 through to $1 million plus under management, spitting out the net profit without the burnout. If you'd like to see the map, you want to see the details, like you're just curious enough to go, like, where am I going wrong? And you're brave enough to kind of ask for some help. On Instagram, find me at hey.doza, hey.doza. DM me the word principles. Actually, just DM me the word map, and we'll show you the map. We'll show you how to go from wherever you are now to becoming the top 1%.
Oh, yeah.
With that, thanks for listening. And the next episode is going to be an absolute banger. Any last words, Soph, before we bounce?
Actually, yeah, I do. There's 8 things here. If you try and go and do all of it right now, it's probably not going to work. We always talk about following on course until successful. Focus. Choose one thing. Think about what that would look like in practice if you were to score yourself highly on it, and just do that.
Yeah.
And then once you become the person who just does that naturally, add the next thing. But we would also love to show you the way. There's some shortcuts. So DM those and that.
Epic. Love you lots, guys. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. If something resonated with you, then do one of 2 things. Either leave a review or send this episode to a mate who's in the industry who might need to hear this. But if you want more right now, because your head might be spinning and you're like, all right, what the hell do I do right now? Then in the show notes, you'll find a link to where you can book in for a free 15-minute checkup on your studio, where we get to have a look at how you're going right now and where some of the kind of quick win opportunities are to get you moving faster. I can't wait to be back in your ears next week. And if you're listening to this right now, I want you to know that I love you, I appreciate you, I'm grateful for you, and I'm in your corner. You are on the right track, and I believe in you. So keep going, and I'll see you next week.